All right, everybody, welcome to the video. This is Control Crushers Academy, Episode 3, the series that is designed to help give you a better matchup against Control. Now, we're going to take a small pause from the normal strategy. We're going to get the red creatures that are good and standard out probably sometime next week, but I just want to take a pause and go over this video post-recording because it was a really solid example of not necessarily the cards that you need to put in your deck to beat Control, but really how you need to play against Control to help get the match. So, spoiler alert, I did win this game. Not necessarily to brag, but just to let you guys know, I did end up winning this game. So if you're looking at the end results, you can go ahead and click away. But if you want to stick around to see how I navigated the game to get that far, I think it'll be really good for you, especially if you're having issues against Control. So with that, we're going to go ahead and start this off. So this hand here is one of the best hands you could possibly get for this particular deck. This is a Liliana, Arcane Adaptation, Metallic Mimic, and Walking Ballista style combo deck. We're going to get all 4 pieces of that on the board and try to win the game that way. Now, admittedly, Control is one of the worst matchups against this deck because the combo piece, it's 4 pieces, which makes it very bad and easily disruptible. But with this hand, this is a theoretical turn for kill. So let's go ahead and see how the game starts off. So in a vacuum, I snap keep this hand all the time. And that's the first thing about playing against Control is you kind of need to know what your main game plan is. So right now we are going to play the game like we're trying to get the turn 4 combo. So we're going to play Dust Legion Zealot, we're going to play Seeker Squire. Now seeing blue means that we need to try to combo out as quickly as we can. So we want to go ahead and put down our creatures that let us cycle through our deck. Because here's the thing. While the combo is really bad against Control Magic and Counter Magic, we have to jam our combo pieces as quickly as we can because we're trying to get stuff while they're setting up. Which is why I'm going to go ahead and play the Arcane Adaptation on turn 3. This is one of the things. At this point in time, I've almost resigned myself to losing this game if he counters this spell. Now, we can pivot with Scarab God, and luckily, we get underneath the Control Magic, so we have the Arcane Adaptation down. Now, the whole rest of the game is going to revolve around how we can sneak both the Liliana and the Metallic Mimic in under Counter Magic. So we're really looking at trying to get this down on turn 6. So we want to hit our land drops as best as possible. And this is one of the big things about playing Control, is that you want to try to hit your land drops to keep on par with the Control player. So that's why Seeker Squire is going to come down here. Technically, we could have played a Metallic Mimic and hopefully drawn a land and got the combo, but we want to get to a spot where we can jam it all in under a big setup turn from the Control player. Like maybe on turn 6 when they play a Gear Hulk, they tap out for a Teferi, something like that. So we're going to hold off here. We're going to get in for 1. Really, the life total here doesn't necessarily matter, but we still just want to try to beat in as much as we can. When you're playing Control, you want to take the free points as easily as you can get them. So they stick there 4 mana, so this is going to be either a Glimmer of Genius or a counter spell at this point. Now, if I top, my goal here was if I top deck and land, I'm going to jam the Scarab God no matter what, because it does 2 things. Number 1, it gets rid of Counter Magic out of their hand, or number 2, if they do have to counter that spell, it stops them from playing Glimmer of Genius. So it's 1 less counter spell, 1 less thing that goes down. Now they play a Search for Iskanta, which really incentivizes me now to play the Scarab God if I manage to draw a land here. So we are worried about a couple of things here. We're worried about Syncopate, Essence Scatter, and Censor. But here's the deal. We're at a point in this game where we can't play around it anyway. We don't have any sources of card advantage. We don't have anything that can keep pace with the Control players. So we are just going to try to jam as much as we can to get the combo online. Now, one of the sweet things I actually didn't realize in the game is that Scarab God, since we're naming zombies, actually lets us scry 3 and drain for 3. So we're in a spot now where next turn we can guarantee to hit our 6th land drop, or pretty much close to guarantee hitting the land drop. So we managed to get in there, and we're going to go ahead and serve with our 2 creatures, the Dust Legion Zealot and the Seeker Squire. And we do this primarily because we just want to get in some damage, and if for some reason they want to waste a steal away, they can do it. In light of playing the Scarab God, they probably won't, which in hindsight means I probably should have attacked first. That was probably a misplay on my part, because here's the deal. If they play Seal Away, they eat one of the creatures, and I know I can resolve the Scarab God. So Search for Iskanta bottoms a land, which means that their hand has got to be pretty decent. So seeing this, we're actually going to pivot on our game plan. And what we're going to do is, we're going to see if we can actually draw out a Settle the Wreckage from our opponent. This is one of the things that's important when you're playing against Control, is knowing what are the cards that they have. And this is a pure Settle the Wreckage here. This Telegraph Settle the Wreckage, it's one of the weaknesses of the cards, but it's extremely good. So the game plan is, if we offer up the Scarab God for the Settle the Wreckage, we get to sneak the combo in underneath Counter Magic. And notice how we don't play a land here, because we want it to look like it's a desperation attack. We want it to look like we don't have anything going on, because that might influence the Control player's decision. You know, maybe they know enough about the format to say, oh, he's got enough to use the Lily and the Metallic Mimic, but we managed to draw out all of his mana, and now we are in the perfect spot to resolve the combo and really just win the game flat out. And the rest is elementary. We play the land, we play the Lily, we combo off. But I just wanted to go over that just to highlight a couple of things that really you want to... One of the ways to beat Control is to tax their resources, and that was the game plan from the beginning of this game. We tax their resources, tax their resources, tax their resources, and get it to a point where we can win with our backdoor combo. See, Scarab God is a fantastic card, and it is a threat that has to be answered. And so what we do is, when you play Control, you make them answer one threat at a time. Don't let them answer multiple threats. So we say, okay, you got to answer our Scarab God, and then once you answer our Scarab God, we're going to pivot to our main game plan and combo off. So there you have it, guys. I hope that was helpful. Like I said, I am primarily a Control player. I enjoy playing Control. But one thing, too, is I can understand one of the frustrations about playing against it is that many times people who play, they feel helpless. They feel like there's nothing that they can do. But what they don't realize is that you have a lot of control about how you navigate the matchup in a way that makes the Control player think. Especially in these early games, it's about taxing the resources and jamming it and knowing when you're beat and when you're not. Like, the game was practically over whenever I jammed the Arcane adaptation. And sometimes you got to be okay with saying, okay, I'm going to make the risky play, and if they have it, I'm probably going to lose, but if not, I'm going to get paid off really big. So I hope this helps out. I hope that you guys learned a little bit from this. If you have any other questions, let me know, and we will leave it all in the comments section. So thanks, and have a good day. Bye.